My name is Dörte, and this is what I need to feel free, a wave and a board. The sea knows no boundaries. Borders are created on land. In many cultures, women on surfboards are considered a provocation. Some go surfing anyway. This is their story. Introducing Suthu, the first black female surfer of South Africa. I'm meeting Suthu in her home spot in Durban. She's going to teach me a lot about black and white thinking and some street credibility. The story of Suthu is also a love story, but more on that later. Oh. So this is your personal shortcut?
Yeah, this is the shortcut. It just makes it quicker to get out here instead of paddling from the shore.
How do I not hurt myself with that board?
You have to hold it in front of you. So
Yes.
once you've put your leash on,
Yes.
you just sort of take your leash, hold it with your board,
Okay.
and then you just sort of, when you do jump, you jump with the board in front of you like this,
Okay.
and you hold onto it, and you just pin drop.
Oh la la.
Woo. Got it.
Hey. Like this?
You ready to jump? We're gonna jump on 3. 1, 2.
During our first surf session, I didn't see any other surfers with dark skin. Just a coincidence? And if not, what makes Suthu an exception? Before she can tell me anything about it, we stumble upon a possible answer. I don't know why, but I find this singing touching.
This is a typical baptism. Yeah, it's something that's practiced amongst most religions in this country. They've incorporated Christianity with their African religion.
So who's up next? You, Suthu.
Not me. Definitely not
Not
me.
quite your thing. Huh?
Not my thing. No. We're Christians, but not these type of Christians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do go to church?
You know, being gay and going to church, it becomes difficult, it becomes tricky. Because they're not accepting of people like me.
Yeah. It's ironic. I mean, didn't Jesus say he welcomes everybody no matter what?
That's exactly what I always think, because essentially church is for sinners. It's not for saints. You know.
Apart from that, you're not a sinner for being
yeah,
gay
well,
anyway.
not, yeah, but
What could happen in the worst case? Like, they cannot expel you. Or...
they can.
They can?
They can.
Really?
They can.
For being gay?
It's called excommunication.
Suthu risks being excluded from her religious community. But yet there is another problem.
In our culture, generally as Africans in this country, water doesn't have good connotations at all. They're getting rid of any bad entities in a person. So if they're using water to get rid of evil, that means that there's evil in the water. Because when evil is chased out of a person, it has to enter something else.
The ocean is perceived as a spiritual place for worshipping. So what does that mean to surf here? Does Suthu surf on the washed-off sins of her ancestors? Would that be considered blasphemous? It's safe to say that, for a step like that, you need an extra slice of confidence.
I was always fearless. In fact, some of the surfer men used to say, yeah, this chick's got balls, bigger balls than I do.
Was he referring to you?
Referring to me, and I was a kid, you know.
This chick has balls.
Bigger balls than most men they know, or, you know. But the older you get, you kind of think about things a little bit more. You become a little bit more picky, you know.
You think about the consequences.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes when I look at these waves, it's like I'm falling in love with them.
Yeah, you're in such a big mass of water, you know, and you're a little speck, but you're able to defy its powers or its potential to, you know, ultimately kill you at some point. You're using the power of the waves to your advantage, which means that at some point you're able to harness that power. You leave everything in here. While you're paddling, while you're catching waves, you're sort of bringing all of that energy out, you know, whatever energies are in you, you exert them in the water and you leave them there, you know, and when you walk out of here, it feels like you've left a whole lot of baggage in the water, and it's like therapy for me.
Therapy?
Yeah, it's very therapeutic, definitely, without a doubt.
That reminds me a little bit to the baptism that we saw.
Yes. It's almost like worshipping, you know.
As the waves are crashing onto the shore, our journey continues. Suthu wants me to meet someone, and this is where we get to the love story.
This is Norma.
Hi.
Norma.
Hi, Dad.
Nice to meet you, Norma.
Likewise.
Thanks. Norma, do you surf?
I'd love to.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always look at the waves and I wonder how it feels like to actually ride, you know, one of those waves. But no, I don't surf, to answer your question.
Suthu hasn't given you a lesson yet?
She always promises to, but we're still hoping for that day.
Why haven't you started yet?
The fear, I still have to conquer that first. Yeah, but I really want to learn, because when I look at you guys, it looks so beautiful. It's as if the surfer has these powers, you know, of riding the ocean.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good. This is Joshua, my nephew.
Hello. Can you do the African handshake already? Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
Oh, nice.
Hey, this is my room.
Cool.
This is where I spend my nights.
KwaZulu-Natal surfing. Suthu. Oh, you do lots of sports.
Yes, I do.
And maths?
Maths, yeah.
Seriously? Yeah? Gosh.
Yeah. I'm doing civil engineering, but this is one of the subjects that I'm taking.
Civil engineering.
Yeah.
You don't fit into any category. I like this.
So this is your hood?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it is.
Where are we right now?
Right now we're in South Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of Durban's most common beaches, but formerly it was a whites-only beach.
I'm wondering what is more extraordinary about you, being a female surfer or a black surfer in South Africa?
I think it's both, but being female also makes it even more extraordinary. A male my age would still be able to surf and have a family. I mean, he's a man of the house, he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
And men are generally seen as people that don't let go of their youth. With us, we have to be the ones that are the rock of the household, the mature one. I mean, family asks questions, when is she getting married, when is she having babies? When is she growing out of this? My plans are not to, have babies and stuff.
Was that difficult to come in terms with that?
I'll have to justify it because people will ask questions.
Yeah.
And my worry always is that now I'm almost 30, and what am I going to be doing when I'm 40? Am I going to still be surfing, skateboarding?
And look at me. You will.
Yeah, but I'm black. That's the thing. That's the difference. That's the difference. White people, they surf until they're like 70, even women, but us blacks, 50-year-old granny, gogo, we call them gogos here, 50-year-old gogo that's surfing, it's gonna be a bit strange.
But who could prevent you from this?
No one will.
So?
And I will do it. It's just that I always think about it, I wonder what I'm gonna be like when I'm older, because I can get away with it now, But when I'm like 70, what kind of a 70-year-old granny am I gonna be,
Surfers are at home in the water. Their toys are the waves. They're free to take time off for playing. And they do it ostentatiously. Who can afford that kind of luxury? Adult women, apparently not. Suthu is well known all over Durban. It's obvious that she's defying conventions on many levels. But as cool as heartwarming as this may sound to people, Suthu lives a dangerous life.
But this is a typical black township.
Okay, so we're walking in your hood now.
This is my hood, yeah, basically. You can say that.
So you wouldn't walk here at night?
Not at all, unless I know somebody.
So imagine for you, being a gay couple, this is not the best area to
Yeah, wow,
walk
yeah.
hands in hand.
Especially here.
Exactly, you can
Yeah, especially here. It becomes...
no public display of affection, yeah.
Yeah. That's the last thing you even do, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
The fact that we are together walking like this, even now, is like, okay,
Yeah,
clearly these two
exactly.
are a couple.
They probably...
Wow,
probably
really?
do
Yeah.
that.
So you think they get suspicious just by seeing?
If they see a lesbian chick walking with another girl, they'd probably think that they're in a relationship.
Really?
Yeah.
But you could be just friends.
You never know if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, Trying to show affection to your partner and somebody's feeling offended and could actually lead to violence.
There's a lot of violence that happens against women that are gay. This corrective rape thing it's a form of hate crime. It's thriving in this country. It's just these men that feel that what we're doing is wrong, and therefore it's because you've never been with a man or something like that, or you don't like men, we'll make you like them. It's one thing they can't control. That's what pisses them off, because they can't control that. We always read about these things in the papers. It's always in the news. Sometimes they don't even put it on the news because it's so bad.
I wonder which role Suthu's parents play in her life. Did they support her? Aren't they awfully worried about their daughter? And do they know about Norma? Suthu's parents live in Umtata in the Eastern Cape province. They have never met Norma, even though the two have been a couple for 3 years. Will Suthu introduce Norma to her parents?
I'm still sort of juggling that or weighing it up. Bringing Norma to my house, you know, to my home actually, to meet my parents. Because at the end of the day, I've got to respect my parents. Can you believe that?
So what do you recommend? How shall you, Norma, and me dress up?
Well, you guys can dress up however you guys want, you know. The issue is me now. Do I look decent being with my parents and bringing visitors home, you know?
Shortly before reaching our destination, we check into a hotel. We need some rest before the visit. Perhaps we also need some liquid courage.
You have to finish it.
Haha.
Think of the poor kids in Africa.
You know, so... You know what my school teacher used to say? Why don't you sit there and talk in my class? There are starving kids in Africa. And I'd be like, but that's not relevant at all, you know?
Really? Do they say this here too?
Yeah, they say it all the time. Like, finish your food. What about the starving kids in Africa? I'm like, okay.
You have spoken about your homosexuality with your parents only twice?
Yes, twice.
Really?
The first time was a sit-down at 11:30 at night. And the thing is, my dad overheard.
How old were you?
I was 21. So here I am talking on the phone to my girlfriend of that time on loudspeaker, and I didn't realize that my dad was just standing. He was actually coming to ask me something, and he was standing at the door. I'm like saying, oh, baby, and this, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking he's on the other side of the house, and he basically just heard what he heard, and he went straight back to my mom, told my mom, we have a problem. My mom actually just called me from her phone.
Inside the house?
In the house, and she's like, just come to our room quickly, we need to talk to you about something. They just asked me straight up, like, are you a lesbian? And I said, well, yes, I kind of am.
Did you feel guilty or something, or ashamed?
I felt a bit ashamed because, you know, if for example, you're raised in a certain way and you know that certain things are taboo, you know, you kind of feel shameful about it. You know, and I felt ashamed because I was like exposed. I felt exposed, you know, and put on the spot. So feeling like that, you know, like you're feeling like you're naked. The majority of our country is black, you know. There's a lot of culture in the way that we do things. So we've always been told to be, you know, submissive to the man, you know.
Sorry, what does that mean, submissive?
Submissive is being obedient.
Oh.
You know, like, so it's just...
That's why I don't know the word.
Knowing your place. Yeah, that's exactly... Yeah, I mean, it's just knowing your place.
Looking all decent.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Are you wearing Norma's shoes?
Yeah, we have the same shoe size, so we normally just switch shoes away.
And you were wearing Suthu's shoes now.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
It happens. It happens.
Okay, so are you ready to go to your parents?
She's ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've kind of like, you know, discussed
Yeah.
with, you know, about the parents thing, you know.
Okay.
I don't think we feel as if it might be a bit too much in terms of respecting them, you know.
So we decided that, yeah, I think I should stay behind and I'll just wait for you guys. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
When you come back. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Sorry, guys.
No,
I
that's,
don't want to.
I mean,
But-
out of respect, huh?
Yeah, out of respect.
Yeah. Eventually, Suthu will introduce her big love to her parents. But for now, the time hasn't come yet.
After you. Thank you.
It's so good to see you.
It's a nice place.
Did it happen that you got negative remarks from the black community? That you got called coconuts, like black from the outside, white from the inside?
A lot of those.
Yeah.
A lot of those. They would say that it's a white sport. Why are you allowing your child to do this?
African people have got deep religious connection with water. So they will tell you that, no, you don't get close to the water as a woman because our ancestors are there.
So they criticize us a lot when it comes to that.
What did you respond?
I don't care. I don't care really, because I know what my daughter wants. We had to give her that kind of support because she loves surfing.
She was actually aspiring someday to be a professional surfer, but she never got there.
Are you disappointed that you didn't become a professional surfer?
Of course I am, you know, because if you're not from a surfing background, the chances of you getting sponsored are 0 to none because you're not giving them anything. You know what I'm saying? They all know each other by name, you know. So it would be easy for example, Sarah's parents to ask Robert, that's the owner of Billabong, to sponsor his kid or her kid because they know each other.
The majority of the people that have an interest in surfing are the white people, all right? So the brands, therefore, were trying to market themselves, to promote themselves to their own target market. There were some competitions where she would not get invited.
Oh.
All right?
Really?
For instance, if the competition was at Durban North, all right?
Is it that beach where all the white people have their coffees?
Yes.
Yes, it's their beach.
It's their beach.
Yes.
Right.
Even if you are black and you go there, you feel awkward because the environment is too white.
There is a way of dealing with any challenge in life. You can even turn it around into an opportunity. All right? She needs to take this advice, go back to Durban, organize the other girls, go to the townships, go to the rural areas, form an organization there.
So you've got homework to do, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What I've learned in life is that you don't open the door for yourself, but you open the door for someone else who's coming behind you.
Suthu will always save me when I drown. I feel like she's a blessing.
It looks like a nice break.
It is. Gotta just stay clear of that hole because people are known to be sucked in there and drown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we've got to be on, like, way ahead of it.
Is this a popular habitat of the man in the grey suit?
Oh, yes. This whole coast is known to be sharky. It's just their home. I decided a long time ago to live a different life. I'll just carry on being who I am.
When you are ahead of the times, you have to wait for the right moment to come. In Suthu's case, the person for whom she's paving the way has long since arrived.